Welcome back to Bat Fridays here on One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Batman Issue 8, Volume 1, The Strange Case of Professor Radium. I love this title and sort of this story because A, it has such a B-horror movie type story where a mad scientist does something to himself and has now essentially become a monster. Not a monster in the sense of actually turning into a disfigured monster, but he glows green and shoots radiation. Also, Professor Radium is maybe one of the most cliched supervillain names in comic books, like comic booky supervillain, that I probably could come up with. It's definitely up there. So already, this has kind of won me over. As for the actual story, Professor Radium, or, well, his name wasn't Radium before, is a scientist trying to solve death by injecting radium into people. He tries to prove that he's actually successful because he did succeed, but no one believes him, so he poisons himself and has his assistant inject him with radium. So he comes back to life, but the radium's not going away, and he's becoming more radioactive by the second. And his touch kills anything it touches. So he has a death touch. Oh no, Batman's screwed. He also gets a really cool costume. I really like it. It's sort of like a cardboard cutout of a robot. You know those cardboard robots from these B-horror movies? He kind of looks like that, and I feel like I really like this design. Could have been improved over time, but I doubt Professor Radium shows up again. The story actually spends time building up on Professor Radium, seeing his struggles and how he plans to solve it. He needs a certain medicine that he needs to steal to inject himself. That classic idea that he's not really harming people per se, he's only robbing to try to solve a problem and save his own life. This can work greatly. This is, of course, how they retconned Mr. Freeze later, though it's about saving his life and there was actual emotional stakes to it, which is why it's so good. This one's kind of lacking those emotional stakes. Not exactly like a hard-hitting emotion. He's just trying to save himself and is in panic for most of the story. If this first half has a problem is there is a lot of dialogue and exposition to explain what's happening, and it's a bit of a slog, especially with how Golden Age writers write dialogue. Yeah, it was hard to pay attention sometimes. But then he would shoot radiation or kill somebody, so there was something to look forward to. By the halfway point, Batman gets involved. I like that. We're building up the threat. But Batman's involvement almost feels like a second thought at times. It's very focused on Professor Radium. He doesn't really understand what this guy is doing. He's just trying to stop him from getting medicine. At one point, he gets his fingerprints, and honestly, he didn't need to do that because Professor Radium accidentally kills somebody and someone sees it, so that was all to waste. We find out who he is anyways, leading to one final confrontation between him, Batman, and Robin. Robin's there too, where Batman knocks him into the water, which is a way Batman deals with a lot of villains because we can always bring them back but pretend they're dead. The Joker has fallen into water like 2 or 3 times at this point. So it itself is cliched, but it is a fun concept that gets us through a lot of its sort of shortcomings for what it is. And he does look like a Dr. Savannah cliched mad scientist villain. Now, I'll never knock you down for that. So that is it from Batman number 8, Volume 1. The Strange Case of Professor Radium. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video is up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Mondays and Thursdays I cover a Superman story in either Action Comics or Superman. And please join us next time. Same Bat Day, same comic book channel. Have a great day.